I'm going to go ahead with the meeting beginning ritual.
起立，面向佛堂，参加三鞠躬、一鞠躬、再鞠躬、三鞠躬，参加各位点传是一鞠躬，开班一鞠躬，请坐下。Please be seated.
Well, hello everyone. Here we are again, connecting. And connections are so important. But of course, you could also make the argument that connecting will lead to attachment, and attachment inevitably leads to suffering. And today's topic is on suffering in a way. That's why it's called grieving. Day 33, circling the circle. So just a little review of day 32, which we did last week. Day 32, humility. We talked about three things to cultivate first. Calmness, awareness, and connection. And now we move on to day 33, grieving, which is kind of where we left off in a way. Connection, and as I said, connection can lead to attachment, which can lead to suffering. And that's what I meant by circling the circle. It's a cycle. For those of you familiar with Buddhist teachings, the idea of the wheel of pain, or samsara, in a sense, the endless cycle of birth and rebirth, birth and death and rebirth, endlessly. And of course, we know that Buddhism informs Taoism and vice versa. And in a way, all religions inform each other and vice versa. Because Yiguan Tao has a component to it that's interesting. It's one through the Tao. But what does that mean? Does that mean one person through the Tao on a path? Or does that mean everyone on a path? Because in life, you find different people on different paths, different spiritual paths. They don't have to be excluded. And they don't have to exclude you. You can connect to anyone. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And what I'm learning is, specifically what I learned this week, is that the process of grieving is not something you can avoid. And ultimately, it's not something you should avoid. In life, we connect with people, lots of people. Some people are in our life for a short time. You might think of them as a small circle in your circle. Other people are in your life for a longer period of time. You might think of them as a big circle in your circle. But when I prepared for this talk, I always start with the source of the talk. which is Derek's book, The Tao of Joy Every Day. And of course, grieving is a topic I felt I knew well, and I do. In the story that Derek tells in this chapter, he talks about being on a ship and having dolphins swimming alongside the ship. And they're making little half circles in the water. And the metaphor is, of course, when the dolphin is in the air making his half circle, well, that's the part where it's a physical manifestation. The dolphin's alive. And then the metaphor is that the dolphin that goes under the water, that's the spiritual part, completing the circle, and then it comes out again. But notice when a dolphin is locked in time and space, I don't think dolphins just make circles in the water. They'd never pace the ship if they did that. What they do is they make half circles. Then they go into their water and they keep moving forward. So while we're living in a body locked inside time, we're not making circles. We're moving forward. But a time will come when we won't move forward. All of us in this meeting, in this world, every being is destined to die. And until we come to terms with that, you can't stop grieving, because you'll grieve for yourself first. But once you've processed that grief, then you're ready to move forward. So feelings. And the image I've chosen here is someone standing in water, and the water looks kind of muddy. The metaphor that you often hear in the Tao is, can you let your mud settle? In a way, the mud's your feelings. But when you stop, you're still. Eventually, in still water, any particles like mud will set. Now, the process of living isn't about removing the mud. You can't. And it doesn't say that you should. It doesn't say remove the mud from the water. It asks, can you be still until your mud settles? Grieving is a process. It's the process of acknowledging your feelings, going through them, and then letting them settle. And it ultimately involves three things. It involves your body. It involves your mind. And it involves your spirit. And the Tao path, the Ego Tao path, the Christian path, the Muslim path, any spiritual path is about balancing body, mind, and spirit. So I want to talk a little bit about a personal story. And the title on this slide is My Son, the 25-year-old. And the picture I've chosen is his grave marker. He was born on a Monday. He died on a Monday of the same year. No one's ever met my 25-year-old son because he never got to be 25. And that's just a reality of the time and space that we're in right now. Grieving is about being okay with that. Going through the process of grieving opens up your life in this time and space to new possibilities. I might still have a 25-year-old son. Here's my son, the 3-year-old. Will he live to be 25? I don't know. But he's lived to be 3. He's ready to be graduating from the Little Steps program that he's in, which is a group that we belong to for children with Down syndrome, for families really, with children with Down syndrome. And he's graduating from Little Steps to Next Steps, which is 4 to 6. But he's still taking little steps right now, because he's still 3. And while, of course, it's my sincere hope that I meet him as a 25-year-old, there's no guarantee that I'll know what he's like. There's no guarantee he'll get to 25. There's no guarantee that I'll be here when he does. And grieving is about being okay with that. I'm attached to my son, as every father should be. But that attachment will lead to suffering, either his or mine. But if I deal with the grieving process, if I give myself sufficient time to process my feelings and let my mud settle, I'll be a better father. The connection will have been worth it. So that's a picture of me and my son, and I'm pointing, and he's walking. And I'm pointing to his mother, because I'm trying to get him to smile for the camera. Both of these pictures are the same, they're just from different perspectives. So let me begin to sum it up. Feelings are real. Don't deny them, yours or anyone's. It's okay to have feelings. We're here to process them. When we process them, we grow. When we grow, we move forward. And moving forward is about balance. Balance of body, balance of mind, balance of spirit. I think of the movie Titanic, with Leonardo DiCaprio in the front of the ship. And the ship is a large ship being propelled forward. And anyone who's seen the movie Okay, I understand my audio is tweaking a little bit. Hopefully it's a little clearer if I hold the microphone a little closer to my mouth.
Alex, it sounds pretty good now with the microphone closer to you. I don't know if perhaps the problem is on the GoToMeeting side.
Yeah, it's possible that it is. It's also possible it's my computer. I'm connected via computer. However, I could easily switch to phone mode.
So Alex, Tim from Indiana says that the audio has gotten better now with the microphone closer to you.
Okay, excellent.
And everyone else online, if you hear a problem with the audio, please go ahead and type it into the questions window or the chat window. Thanks.
So, back to the summary. Feelings are real, don't deny them, yours are real. So, it's not that feelings are good or bad, but of course they are, right? Feelings can be happy, those we label as good. Feelings can be sad, those we label as bad. But really, those are just labels. And labels, in fact, do create separation. And separation, or labels of separation, will take us off the path where individually we can be one through the Tao, and also the path where together we can be one through the Tao. Doesn't matter if someone's a Jehovah's Witness, doesn't matter if someone's an atheist, it doesn't matter if someone's a Muslim, it doesn't matter if someone's tall, if someone's short, if someone has autism, if someone has Down syndrome, if someone's old and sick, if someone's young. That doesn't matter, those are all labels. You can connect to anyone. Connection's okay. Feelings are okay, good or bad. However we label them in this time and space, it's okay to have feelings. The Tao is not about denying feelings. The Tao encompasses everything, feelings, and everything else you can think of. In Derek's beautiful metaphor in this book, the Tao is the ship. The Tao is the water the ship's sailing on. The Tao is the dolphin swimming alongside. The Tao is everything. So the Tao is not about suppressing feelings. The Tao is about processing. Grieving is giving yourself time to do the process of letting your mind settle. And you know what? Grief has a physical component. It has the component having to do with your mind, and it has the component of having to do with your spirit. Whichever one you want to start with, you have to balance the other two. You can't just bring the spiritual part online and ignore the mind and body. Not in this way. And if there is a next life, if reincarnation is true, you won't be able to do it there either. All of those components, body, mind, and spirit, have to be in balance. And that's the process. It is okay to grieve. Grieving is an inevitable part of being connected to the Tao or anyone. Notice that I use the word inevitable and not inevitable. We are here to share and to connect. Sometimes we will share and connect about grieving. You know, my Down syndrome group that our family tends to visit, in a way, it's about grieving. How do we grieve? We connect with each other. We share our lives with each other. We share connection and experience. And we help each other. And that's done without an agenda. Sometimes we will share and connect about other topics. One day we will all complete the circle of this life. And as far as what the next life holds, well, there's lots of opinions. We can know by balancing body, mind, and spirit and moving forward. Maybe the afterlife is just going fully spiritual until you come back to a body. Maybe it's a tangible heaven that's physical. I mean, who can say in any way that would satisfy everyone? Unless it's all true. So an invitation. If you've learned from the Tao of Joy every day, perhaps you'll want to share what you've learned with others. right? Presenting on one of the 365 days in the book. It could be one that I've given my take on the past 33 presentations, almost 33 presentations. It could be one that I'm going to do. It's okay to connect to this meeting. It's okay if it leads to attachment. It's okay if you learn to process your attachments. Only when you process them can you let go of them. So, as Derek always says, the Tao spiritual path is open to us all. So as always, I want to end with a book recommendation. The Tao of Joy Every Day. It's a great book to use daily to help one study and learn the Tao teachings and put them into action. So there it was, Grieving, day 33, Circling the Circle. I hope I said something that was of use today, and I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you so much, Alex. And I want to pitch in by reminding anyone who may be listening that's going through a grieving process, or perhaps knows someone who is going through a grieving process. For the Tao perspective on life and death, I would like to suggest that those who are grieving can spend some time with my latest book on that topic, The Tao of Happiness. Although the title of the book does not suggest grief, the book, in fact, is about the Tao perspective on life and death, specifically from Zhuangzi. And I find that for myself at least, and for the people that I know who have gone through the process, knowing that perspective, immersing yourself in the Tao perspective on death specifically, can bring a great deal of comfort. So I hope that's going to be helpful to someone out there who may be listening. Let's go ahead and do the meeting ending ritual, everybody. 起立，面向佛堂，持架深鞠躬，一鞠躬，再鞠躬，三鞠躬，持架各位顶传十一鞠躬，斜翻一鞠躬。Well done, everybody. Thank you so much.